Okay, good morning. And growing up, there was a lot of times I spent with my mother learning a lot of old-fashioned but valuable lessons. One of those lessons was learning how to cook. As a child, I would sit in the kitchen and watch her as she prepared meals. Also, while she cooked, one of the things that I loved about that she did was she would always hum or either begin to sing as she would either pull out the different ingredients or the pots. What I liked especially was when she turned around and made all the different pastries and cakes. She would take the rolling pin and she would roll out the dough for the pastries. And for the cakes, one thing that I loved the most was being able to grab the spoon of the bowl to be able to lick all the batter that she had in there before my brothers and my sisters got to it. The way my mother moved around the kitchen and her passion that she had for cooking, it was like a work of art. And her passion moved along to me as I grew up and had a family of my own. I have that same passion for cooking. Cooking is an expressed feeling that comes from the heart. I've been cooking different dishes, cakes, and pastries for about 25 years now. And today what I would like to tell you or talk about is how to make a pound cake using an old family recipe. There are many different types of pound cakes. Okay. What I use as far as my appliances, start off with my stove. I set my temperature to 350. Now one thing, when I was stationed over in England, if I would use the American conversion of just using basic degrees, 350 would be too hot because in England they use Celsius. So 180 degrees Celsius equals out to 350 degrees. My supplies, I have my knife, my spoon, my mittens, my bun pan, kitchen towel, and my mixer. The ingredients that I use is a pound of butter. I also use 8 eggs, cooking flour, lemon flavor, and vanilla flavor. Also, when I was in England, one thing that I found out that the recipes are a lot different. You can take 2 pound cakes and no two are the same in recipe. Okay? My family recipe was just real basic. But looking at how they prepared a British recipe as far as a pound cake was enormous. I start off with my bun pan. There's 2 different types of bun pans. I can use my non-stick bun pan or I can use my older bun pan, but I would have to grease and put flour in. As far as my wet ingredients, the first thing that I want to use is I want to use my butter, my sugar, and my bowl and mixer. I go ahead and put my sugar and my butter into the bowl, and I begin to whip that until it's nice and creamy. After that, I want to add 2 cups of sugar. I want to add 2 cups of flour. I take that flour and I make sure I sift it in, and once I sift it in real good, I go ahead and I whip that up until it's almost fluffy. And then I want to go ahead and add my eggs. I'll go ahead and add my first 4 eggs, and I'll whip it up until it's nice and fluffy again. And then from that point there, I want to take my remaining ingredients, which is going to be my flour as well as my eggs. I want to go ahead and add that in, and I'm going to go ahead and sift my flour. And then I want to go ahead and put my remaining eggs in and whip that up until it's nice and real thick. Now my last ingredients that I want to use after I whip this up is going to be my lemon extract and my vanilla extract. I go ahead and I pour my lemon extract in, followed by my vanilla extract, and then I whip that in. And after I whip that in, I take my bun pan and my batter, I go ahead and I spread it out into my pan nice and even. Now once I've gotten that done, I want to go ahead and take the remaining of my batter that's in my bowl and use my spoon and put the remaining batter into my bowl. Once all that's completed, then I want to take it, I want to put it into my stove. And I want to set my timer for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Now, once I set that timer for 1 hour and 10 minutes, I normally leave it alone. I don't go and open up the stove because I don't want to take the chance of the air hitting it and it's flat. It'll begin to flat. Now once that completes, it looks somewhat like this here. Okay, so I take it out, make sure I use my mitt, I sit it on the stove and I let it go ahead and cool down for about 10 minutes. And once it cools down for 10 minutes, then I go ahead and I remove it from my bundt pan. And there we have my pound cake. My sources, Martha Stewart, as well as the Cooking of New York, they talked about the different temperatures. They talked about far as using Celsius, and as I showed you before, using Celsius over in England was 180 compared to bringing it up to 350 degrees. And these are the remaining sources that I used as far as looking at the comparisons between French cakes, French pound cakes, Polish pound cakes, and German pound cakes. So in conclusion, cooking can be enjoyable if it's from the heart. All you need is the right appliances, supplies, and ingredients to be successful. Now, with the appliances, as I talked about as far as the stove, if the temperature is too high, then part of my cake is going to cook too fast, and the other part is not going to cook enough at all, so it's going to be uneven. By not having the right supplies, by not having my bundt pan, for instance, once I add all my mixtures in, then I stand a chance of trying to find what am I going to put my batter in if I don't have a bundt pan. I would like to, and without the proper ingredients such as sugar, my bundt pan is going to be bland. If someone had to tell me today that I couldn't cook anymore, or took that opportunity from me, I would probably die. Cooking is one of the ways that I can truly express myself, and besides it brings back a lot of memories of being around my mom when she cooked. And besides that, now I get to see my kids run to grab the spoon in the empty bowl once I'm complete. Thank you very much.